Dr. Emma Clark checked her medical equipment one more time as the human ship Horizon Dawn moved through space toward the emergency signal. She had been a doctor for 15 years, but this would be her first time treating alien patients. Her hands shook slightly as she organized her supplies. "Doctor, are you ready?" Captain James Mitchell asked as he entered the medical bay. He was a tall man with gray hair and kind eyes. Emma had known him for 3 years and he always stayed calm during difficult situations. "I think so," Emma replied, though she felt nervous. The message from the aliens was hard to understand. Something about burns from hot plasma. Their people are hurt badly. The ship's communication system made a beeping sound. A voice spoke in broken English through the translator device. "Human vessel, this is Zephyrian Research Station Blue 7. We need help immediately. 7 of our scientists are dying." Captain Mitchell picked up the communication device. "This is Captain Mitchell of the Horizon Dawn. We have medical personnel ready to assist. What happened to your people?" "Plasma explosion in laboratory. Very hot. Burns are severe. Our healing machines cannot fix the damage. Wounds are too deep." The alien voice sounded desperate and afraid. Emma stepped closer to the communication device. "This is Dr. Clark. I am a medical doctor. Can you tell me more about the injuries?" There was a pause before the alien responded. "Dr. Clark, I am Chief Medical Officer Thane 7. Your species is very young. Your medicine is not advanced like ours. But we have no other choice. Our people will die without help." Emma felt her face grow hot with anger, but Captain Mitchell put a gentle hand on her shoulder. She took a deep breath and spoke calmly. "Chief Medical Officer Thane 7, we will do everything we can to help your injured people. Please prepare your medical bay for our arrival." 20 minutes later, the Horizon Dawn docked with the Zephyrian space station. Emma carried her medical bag and followed Captain Mitchell through the connecting tunnel. She had never seen the inside of an alien ship before. Everything was made of what looked like blue crystal, and the walls seemed to glow with soft light. 3 Zephyrian medical staff waited for them in the docking area. Emma stared in wonder at the aliens. They looked like tall, thin people made entirely of blue crystal. Light moved through their bodies in patterns, and she realized this was how they showed their emotions. Right now, the patterns looked worried and scared. The tallest alien stepped forward. His crystal body was darker than the others, and Emma guessed this meant he was older or more important. "I am Chief Medical Officer Thane 7. These are my assistants, Medical Researcher Kind 12 and Healer Vale 9. Thank you for coming, though I fear your primitive medicine cannot help where our advanced technology has failed." Emma bit back in angry response. Instead she said, "Please show me to your patients. I would like to examine them immediately." They walked through corridors of glowing crystal to the medical bay. Emma gasped when she saw the injured Zephyrians. 7 aliens lay on crystal beds, their bodies dark and cracked. Instead of glowing with healthy blue light, they looked almost black in places where the plasma had burned them. Emma pulled out her medical scanner and began examining the first patient, a young researcher named Vale 3. The burns covered 30% of his crystal body, and the damage went deep into his structure. According to her scanner, the plasma had destroyed the alien's ability to process light, which seemed to be how Zephyrians thought and felt. "The cellular damage is complete," Thane 7 said as he watched Emma work. "Our most advanced reconstruction machines cannot repair tissue that has been destroyed so completely. These burns will never heal. Our people will live, but they will never think or feel normally again." Emma studied her scanner readings carefully. The burns were severe, but she had seen similar damage in human patients who worked with industrial plasma. The pattern of tissue destruction looked familiar to her. She thought about the biogel and nanite treatments in her medical bag. "Chief Medical Officer Thane 7, Emma said slowly, "I believe these injuries can be treated. The damage pattern is actually quite similar to burns I have treated in humans." "Impossible," Thane 7 replied, his crystal body flashing with disbelief. "Your scanners must be malfunctioning. The tissue destruction is complete and permanent." Emma looked around the room at the dying Zephyrians, then at the alien medical staff who clearly thought she was wasting their time. She made a decision that would change everything. She pulled her medical laser from her bag and adjusted it to a specific setting. Before anyone could stop her, she aimed the device at her own left arm and pressed the trigger. The laser beam burned through her skin, creating a deep wound that immediately began to bleed. The Zephyrians jumped backward in shock. Their crystal bodies flashed with bright, rapid patterns that Emma had learned meant extreme fear and confusion. "Dr. Clark!" Captain Mitchell shouted, rushing toward her. "What are you doing?" Emma calmly reached into her medical bag and pulled out a tube of clear biogel. She spread the gel over her burn, then activated a small device that released thousands of microscopic healing robots into the wound. In 72 hours, Emma said quietly, looking directly at Chief Medical Officer Thane 7, this burn will be completely healed. No scar, no permanent damage, no loss of function. This is what human medicine can do. Thane 7's crystal body went completely still. You have permanently damaged yourself to make a point? This is madness. Emma smiled and began treating the first Zephyrian patient. No, Chief Medical Officer. This is humanity. 2 days had passed since Dr. Emma Clark burned her own arm to prove a point to the Zephyrian medical team. Now she sat in the alien medical bay, carefully removing the bandage from her arm while Chief Medical Officer Thane 7 and his assistants watched with their advanced scanning equipment. Dr. Robert Hayes, Emma's assistant who had arrived on a second human ship, held his breath as the bandage came away. He had worked with Emma for 5 years and trusted her completely, but even he thought she had taken a terrible risk. The Zephyrian medical staff moved closer with their crystal scanning devices. Their bodies flickered with patterns of amazement as they saw Emma's arm. Where there had been a deep, horrible burn just 2 days ago, now there was pink, healthy skin. Only a faint red line remained to show where the injury had been. This is impossible, whispered medical researcher Kind 12. Her crystal body pulsed with rapid light patterns. Our scanners show complete tissue regeneration at the cellular level. The burn damage has been completely reversed. Chief Medical Officer Thane 7 examined Emma's arm with 3 different scanning devices. His dark crystal body grew brighter as he studied the readings. Dr. Clark, according to our most advanced equipment, your arm shows no sign of ever being injured. How is this possible with your primitive human technology? Emma flexed her fingers, showing that her arm worked perfectly. It's not our technology, Chief Medical Officer. It's our biology. Humans heal very fast because of how we evolved. Dr. Hayes activated a holographic display that showed images of Earth. Our planet is what the galaxy calls a death world. For millions of years, everything on Earth tried to kill humans. Dangerous animals with sharp teeth and claws. Deadly diseases that spread quickly. Poisonous plants and toxic chemicals in the environment. The hologram showed pictures of Earth's dangerous wildlife. Lions attacking humans, poisonous snakes, deadly spiders and sharks. The Zephyrians watched with growing amazement as they saw the hostile environment that had shaped humanity. Only humans who could heal from terrible injuries survived long enough to have children, Emma explained. Over millions of years, we became a species that heals incredibly fast from almost any wound. Healer Vale 9, the youngest member of the Zephyrian medical team, approached Emma carefully. Dr. Clark, are you saying that all humans heal at this speed? This is normal for your species. Completely normal, Emma replied. In fact, I heal slower than most humans because I'm older. Young humans heal even faster than I do. Captain James Mitchell entered the medical bay with exciting news. Emma, you need to see this. We're receiving communications from all over the galaxy. Word about your demonstration has spread to dozens of different alien species. Emma looked confused. How is that possible? We've only been here for 2 days. Chief Medical Officer Thane 7's crystal body brightened with what Emma had learned was embarrassment. Dr. Clark, I must confess something. When I saw your arm healing yesterday, I sent emergency reports to the Galactic Medical Consortium. I thought they needed to know immediately about your species' capabilities. The reports included full video recordings of your healing process, added medical researcher Kind 12. The footage has been shared across every medical network in known space. Doctors from hundreds of species are studying your demonstration. Dr. Hayes checked his communication device and looked amazed. Emma, we're getting requests for medical assistance from species we've never even heard of. The Helix Empire wants to establish a joint medical research program. The Draconian Republic is asking if we can treat their war wounded. Emma walked over to examine the Zephyrian patients she had been treating. Vale 3, the young researcher who had been barely alive when she arrived, was now sitting up on his crystal bed. His body glowed with healthy blue light, and he was able to think and communicate normally again. Dr. Clark, Vale 3 said, his voice filled with gratitude, our physicians told me I would never think shine again. They said the plasma damage was permanent. But your treatments have restored my ability to process light thought completely. The other injured Zephyrians were showing similar improvements. Their crystal bodies were healing at rates that amazed even Emma. The combination of human biogel, nanite treatments, and Zephyrian medical technology was producing results that neither species could achieve alone. This changes everything, Thane 7 said quietly. For centuries, my people believed that severe tissue damage was permanent. We built our entire medical philosophy around managing permanent disabilities rather than curing them. Emma examined her completely healed arm one more time. Chief Medical Officer, what would happen if other species learned human healing techniques? Could they use our methods to treat their own people? Unknown, Thane 7 replied. But the galaxy will certainly want to find out. Dr. Clark, your demonstration has made humanity the most interesting medical curiosity in known space. Every species will want to study your healing abilities. Captain Mitchell looked concerned. Emma, are you prepared for that kind of attention? We're talking about potentially reshaping galactic medicine. Emma thought about all the suffering she had seen in the galaxy, all the species who accepted permanent disabilities because they didn't know healing was possible. She looked at the recovering Zephyrian patients and made her decision. Captain, contact Starfleet Medical. Tell them we're going to need a lot more doctors out here. If the galaxy wants to learn human healing techniques, we're going to teach them. Dr. Hayes smiled. Emma, I think you just volunteered humanity to become the galaxy's medical teachers. Emma looked at her perfectly healed arm and nodded. Then we'd better be very good teachers. 1 week had passed since Dr. Emma Clark's demonstration, and the galaxy was talking about nothing else. She stood in the expanded medical bay of the Horizon Dawn, watching as alien doctors from 12 different species worked alongside her human team. The small research station had become the most important medical facility in this part of the galaxy. Dr. Robert Hayes rushed up to Emma with a data pad full of messages. Emma, you won't believe what's happening. The Void Walkers just sent a ship. They haven't contacted anyone outside their territory for over 200 years. Emma looked up from the patient she was examining, a draconian soldier who had been burned in a border conflict 3 days ago. The reptilian warrior's scales were already growing back, something his own doctors had said was impossible. The Void Walkers? Aren't they the ones who supposedly live forever? Not forever, but they live for thousands of years, Dr. Hayes explained. The thing is, they still age slowly. And if they're coming out of hiding to talk to us? Captain James Mitchell entered the medical bay with a tall, dark figure that seemed to be made of living shadow. Emma had read about Void Walkers but had never seen one. The being moved like flowing water, and when it spoke, its voice sounded like wind through caves. I am Shadow Walker Nix, the creature said. I have come to observe the impossible healing that my people have heard about across the galaxy. Emma wiped her hands clean and approached the ancient being carefully. Welcome to our medical facility, Shadow Walker Nix. I'm Dr. Emma Clark. How can we help you? My people do not die from injury or disease like other species, Nix explained. But even we cannot escape the slow decay of time. Our bodies eventually wear down after thousands of years. We have heard that humans can reverse damage that we thought was permanent. Chief Medical Officer Thane 7 approached them, his crystal body glowing with excitement. Shadow Walker Nix, you must see what we have documented. Human healing abilities are beyond anything in our medical databases. Thane 7 activated a holographic display showing Emma's arm healing over the past week. The images showed burned tissue being completely replaced by healthy skin in just days. Even more amazing were the cellular scans that showed the healing happening at the microscopic level. Your tissue rebuilds itself, Nix observed, studying the images carefully. Not just surface repair but complete regeneration of damaged structures. How is this possible? Dr. Sarah Chin, the ship's xenobiologist, joined the group with her research findings. Shadow Walker Nix, we've been studying healing rates across different species. Humans heal 300 to 800% faster than the galactic average depending on the type of injury. But more importantly, our cells remember how to heal successfully, so we get better at recovery over time. Emma pulled up her sleeve to show her arm where the demonstration burn had been. The skin was perfect, with no sign that any injury had ever occurred. Every human carries millions of years of evolutionary pressure to survive terrible injuries. Our planet forced us to become incredibly good at healing, or we died. Vale 3, the young Zephyrian researcher who had nearly died from plasma burns, approached the group. His crystal body now glowed with perfect health. Dr. Clark saved my life with treatments our own medical technology could not provide. She has taught us that healing is possible even when damage seems complete. Shadow Walker Nix extended a dark appendage toward Emma's arm, stopping just short of touching her skin. May I scan your healed tissue with my own devices? My people's technology is different from the Zephyrians. We see things others cannot. Of course, Emma replied. Nix produced a device that looked like flowing liquid metal. As it moved over Emma's arm, the Shadow Walker's form shifted with what Emma guessed was amazement. Fascinating. Your healed tissue is actually stronger than it was before the injury. The damage forced your body to rebuild with improvements. Dr. Hayes looked excited. That matches what we've been seeing in all our human patients. Healed bones are stronger than original bones. Healed skin is more resistant to damage. It's like our bodies learn from every injury and become better. Captain Mitchell received an urgent communication and looked concerned as he read it. Emma, we have a major situation developing. The Draconian Republic has requested immediate medical assistance. They have 17,000 wounded soldiers from their border conflicts, and their own medical corps is overwhelmed. 17,000? Emma felt overwhelmed. Captain, we have maybe 30 human medical personnel in this entire sector. How can we possibly treat that many patients? Shadow Walker Nick stepped forward. Dr. Clark, my people will provide transportation. Our ships are faster than any other vessels in known space. We can move your medical teams to the conflict zones within hours instead of days. Thane 7's crystal body pulsed with determination. The Zephyrian Medical Corps will also assist. We have learned your healing techniques and can treat many injuries that were previously impossible for us to heal. Dr. Chen pulled up a galactic map showing requests for medical assistance from dozens of different species. Emma, it's not just the Draconians. We're receiving emergency requests from the Fractured Collective, the Crystal Territories, and at least 20 other civilizations. Everyone wants access to human healing knowledge. Emma looked around at the diverse group of alien medical personnel who had gathered to learn from humanity. 6 months ago, most of these species had never heard of humans. Now they were asking for help with their most desperate medical cases. Dr. Hayes, contact every human medical facility in known space. We need volunteers for the largest medical relief operation in galactic history. Already working on it, Hayes replied. Medical schools on 12 human worlds are graduating emergency classes of doctors and nurses trained in interspecies treatment. Emma looked at her perfectly healed arm one more time, then at the alien patients around them who were recovering from injuries their own doctors had called hopeless. Shadow Walker Nix, how fast are your ships? Fast enough to reach any world in this galaxy within 3 days, Nix replied. Then let's go save some lives. 3 months had passed since the first Zephyrian rescue, and Dr. Emma Clark could barely recognize her life anymore. She stood in the command center of the massive new medical facility that had been built on Luna Station, humanity's moon base. What started as a small emergency response had grown into the largest medical operation in galactic history. Dr. Michael Thompson, her new assistant administrator, rushed up to her with another stack of urgent requests. Emma, we have delegations from 47 different species requesting medical consultations today. The waiting list for emergency treatments is now 6 weeks long. Emma looked through the glass windows at the incredible sight below them. The medical facility stretched for kilometers across the lunar surface. Ships from dozens of alien civilizations were docked at the station, bringing patients from across the galaxy. Human doctors worked alongside alien medical staff in treatment centers that had been specially designed for different types of biology. Dr. Clark, called a familiar voice. Emma turned to see Chief Medical Officer Thane 7 approaching with his crystal body glowing brighter than she had ever seen it. I bring wonderful news from the Zephyrian High Council. They have agreed to share our most advanced medical technology freely with humanity in exchange for continued access to your healing techniques. Emma was amazed. The Zephyrians had always guarded their medical secrets carefully. Thane 7, that's incredibly generous. Are you certain your people want to share technology that took you centuries to develop? Dr. Clark, your methods have saved over 800,000 lives in the past 3 months alone, Thane 7 replied. My people believe that medical knowledge should be shared freely when it can prevent so much suffering. Dr. Robert Hayes appeared on the communication screen from his position aboard the medical ship Healing Light. His face looked tired but excited. Emma, you won't believe what I'm seeing out here. The Draconian Republic has set up joint human-Draconian medical centers on 15 worlds. Their war casualties are being treated faster than ever before in their history. Emma walked over to observe a treatment session in the main medical bay. A team of human doctors was working with Helix Empire healers to treat a group of Crystal Territory patients who had been injured in a mining accident. The cooperation between different species was something she had never imagined possible. Dr. Sarah Chen entered the command center with a data pad full of statistics. Emma, I've been analyzing the galactic response to our medical programs. Species that have fought wars for centuries are now cooperating just to get access to human healing knowledge. What do you mean? Emma asked. The Fractured Collective and the Unity Alliance have signed their first peace treaty in 400 years, Dr. Chin explained. Both sides wanted to establish medical exchanges with us, but they couldn't do it while they were actively fighting each other. Captain James Mitchell joined them with news that made Emma's head spin. Emma, I just received a communication from the Galactic Council. They're inviting you to address the full assembly. No human has ever been asked to speak to the council before. Emma felt overwhelmed. 6 months ago, she had been a simple doctor treating patients on a small research ship. Now the most powerful political organization in the galaxy wanted to hear what she had to say. Shadow Walker Nyx materialized beside them like flowing darkness. The ancient being had become a regular presence at the medical facility, fascinated by humanity's healing abilities. Dr. Clark, my people have been observing the changes happening across the galaxy. Your medical demonstrations have created something unprecedented. What do you mean? Emma asked. For the first time in recorded history, species are cooperating more than they are fighting, Nyx explained. Medical need has proven stronger than political differences. Wars are being postponed so that wounded soldiers can receive human medical treatment. Dr. Lisa Williams appeared on another communication screen from the Outer Rim territories. Emma, the situation out here is incredible. We have singing crystal entities working with Void Walker healers to treat patients using human biogel techniques. Species that have never even talked to each other before are now sharing medical facilities. Emma watched through the windows as a group of young alien medical students followed a human instructor through the treatment wards. The students came from 12 different species, all learning human healing techniques to take back to their home worlds. Dr. Thompson, how many human medical personnel do we have working in alien territories now? Emma asked. Over 15,000 doctors, nurses and medical technicians spread across 127 different worlds, Thompson replied. And we're training 3,000 more every month in our accelerated programs. Emma realized the full impact of what was happening. We're not just treating patients anymore. We're creating a completely new type of galactic civilization based on medical cooperation instead of military competition. Vale 3, the young Zephyrian researcher whose life Emma had saved, approached them with his body glowing with gratitude. Dr. Clark, I wanted you to know that I have joined the new Interspecies Medical Academy. I will spend my life learning and teaching the healing methods you showed us. Emma looked around at all the beings working together in the medical facility. Humans, Zephyrians, Void Walkers, Draconians, crystal entities, and dozens of other species all focused on the same goal: healing the sick and injured regardless of what planet they came from or what species they belonged to. Captain Mitchell, Emma said quietly, I think humanity just accidentally created galactic peace through medicine. Is that a bad thing? Mitchell asked with a smile. Emma watched as a human doctor successfully treated a patient that 3 different alien species had declared untreatable. No, Captain. I think it's the best thing we could have possibly done. 1 year after the first Zephyrian rescue, Dr. Emma Clark stood before the largest gathering of intelligent beings in galactic history. The Galactic Council chambers had been expanded twice to accommodate representatives from over 400 different species, all here to witness humanity's first official address to the galactic community. Emma felt nervous as she looked out at the incredible diversity before her. Crystalline Zephyrians sat next to flowing Void Walkers. Reptilian Draconians shared space with energy-based singing crystals. Species that had been enemies for centuries now sat peacefully in the same room, united by their shared experience with human medical care. Honored delegates, Emma began, her voice carrying clearly through translation devices that converted her words into hundreds of different languages. 1 year ago, most of you had never heard of humanity. Today, human medical teams work on over 200 worlds, treating conditions that were once thought impossible to heal. The holographic displays behind Emma showed statistics that amazed even her. Over 3 million lives had been saved using human medical techniques. Countless disabilities had been reversed. Entire species had gained hope for genetic conditions they had accepted as permanent curses. Captain James Mitchell watched proudly from the human delegation section. Beside him sat Dr. Robert Hayes, Dr. Michael Thompson, and Dr. Sarah Chen. The small team that had responded to a simple distress call was now the leadership of an interstellar medical revolution. But our healing abilities are not magic, Emma continued. They come from evolution. Earth, our home planet, tested humanity with every possible danger for millions of years. Deadly predators hunted us. Poisonous creatures bit us. Diseases that could kill in hours spread through our populations. Harsh environments damaged our bodies in countless ways. The display showed images of Earth's dangerous wildlife and hostile environments. Many alien delegates had never seen such a violent world. Gasps and expressions of shock rippled through the audience as they watched footage of humans surviving attacks by lions, recovering from snake bites, and healing from severe burns. Only humans who could heal quickly from terrible injuries lived long enough to have children, Emma explained. Over millions of years, we became a species designed by nature to recover from almost any damage. Shadowwalker Nix, now serving as the official liaison between ancient species and the new medical alliance, observed from the Voidwalker section. The immortal beings had shared their research on cellular regeneration in exchange for human healing techniques, creating treatments that helped both species. Chief Medical Officer Thane 7 projected his crystal form to the Zephyrian delegation area. His people had become humanity's closest medical partners, combining their advanced technology with human biological knowledge to create healing methods neither species could develop alone. What makes this partnership remarkable, Emma said, gesturing to the diverse assembly, is that every species contributes unique strengths. Zephyrian medical technology can repair damage at the molecular level. Voidwalker research helps us understand how cells change over time. Helix Empire genetic engineering creates new treatment possibilities. Draconian rapid response teams deliver medical care to war zones within hours. Dr. Lisa Williams watched the proceedings from the scientific advisory section. Her xenobiology research had led to medical protocols that worked across dozens of different alien biologies, something that had seemed impossible just 1 year ago. Today I announced the formation of the Galactic Medical Alliance, Emma declared. This permanent organization will coordinate medical research, share healing knowledge freely between all member species, and provide emergency medical response anywhere in the galaxy. The chamber erupted in celebration. Crystalline chimes rang from the Zephyrian section. Harmonic songs filled the air from the singing crystal delegates. Gravitational waves pulsed from the void walkers, creating a sensation like gentle music that everyone could feel. Dozens of other species expressed approval in their own unique ways. Vale 3, the young Zephyrian researcher whose life Emma had saved, now served as director of the new Interspecies Medical Academy. He had dedicated his life to teaching human healing methods to medical students from across the galaxy. Emma looked out over the celebrating assembly and continued her speech. Humanity is honored to serve as the founding coordinators of this alliance, but it belongs to all of us equally. We will establish medical centers on any world that requests them. We will train doctors from every species and combine healing techniques. We will respond to medical emergencies regardless of politics or old conflicts. Dr. Hayes, now directing the Trauma Response Division, smiled as he watched his former colleague address representatives of galactic civilization. His teams had responded to medical emergencies on 89 different worlds, often arriving to find former enemies working together to help human doctors save lives. The galaxy taught us that we are not alone among the stars, Emma concluded. Today we prove that together we are stronger than any of us could be alone. Together we can heal wounds that seem permanent. Together we can build a future where suffering is treated instead of accepted, regardless of how distant the world or how different the species. As applause and approval filled the enormous chamber, Emma thought about how much had changed. The species once dismissed as primitive newcomers were now essential to galactic civilization. Not because they were the strongest fighters or the smartest scientists, but because they refused to accept that pain was permanent and insisted on sharing their gifts with anyone who needed help. The galaxy had learned that humans could regrow skin in days. More importantly, they had learned that humans would teach anyone else to do the same thing. Emma smiled as she watched hundreds of species celebrating together. Humanity had finally found its place in the cosmic community as the healers who brought everyone else together. The age of galactic medicine had begun.